Everybody, welcome to another daily devotion. Good to have you with us today. My name is Dave. Good to be here. We release these on Saturday mornings, and it's a quick devotion over here on Facebook and YouTube, and then we convert them into podcasts that you can check out called Devotions Made Easy. Just go to my website, davepettigrew.net. You can check out that podcast or wherever your favorite podcast provider is. So we've been rolling through inside of our membership area. I've got this membership site called joindavesband.com. We've got an incredible community in there, and there are these devotions that come out every day called Daily Dose of Worship. And so in there, I've been really enjoying just kind of revisiting some of these and digging a little deeper into the devotions that I've written and explaining them a little more and getting a little more out of it for myself, but also for you guys too. I've had some good comments here, so thank you for checking this out. Today is no different. I want to go through Psalm 139, verses, just 4 verses, 13 to 16. And I titled this devotion, The Path Ahead. So let me read the devotion and then we can kind of talk about it a little bit. I was thinking about how amazing it is to be alive today. How incredible it is to have a relationship with Jesus as we go through our days, and what it would be like to not have that. How incredible are our bodies, the way we're made, and who we are in Christ. Psalm 139, 13 to 16 says this: "You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me when I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed." Now that feels like the Message translation to me, but if you want to go check that out, you can. But just go hang in that chapter of Psalm. So amazing, incredible, marvelous, awesome, and awe-inspiring. These are words that are kind of included in this passage. Even as I type this, as I read this, I kind of just shake my head, right? Every day, every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. Every day, every moment. I can't even begin to wrap my head around that, and yet it's true. God in his incredibleness, if that's a word, mapped it all out before we were even a thought. So think about that. Think about your day. What happened, right? What happened today already? We launched these at 9 a.m. in the morning. Some of you guys watch them right at 9 o'clock. Some of you guys are at noon, 3 hours later, different time zones, all that stuff. But what has happened today, right? God knew all of that before it even happened. I can't even think about this right now because it's so much to comprehend. It almost like makes your brain hurt, right? When you're thinking about this, like how did God know that we were going to be sitting here together talking about this? And yet he did. All I know is this: I certainly don't know what I'm doing. God does. So the only thing that I can rely on is the constant hope and the constant influence that God has in my life. That's it. So today, God, let me lean more into your presence in my life. Right? Very good way to start the day. Father, help me to lean more into your presence. Let me rely more on your Spirit in my life so that I can be led by your Spirit, right? We were just talking through a Bible study in the book of John inside of our membership area, and it was John chapter 3, and Nicodemus and Jesus were having this kind of late night conversation, and Nicodemus was like, "You're telling me to be born again. How exactly does that work?" He doesn't quite get it. He's a smart guy, right? Very high up in the social class, a religious leader. Like he's a smart dude, but he's like, "Jesus, I'm not getting this." And Jesus he lays this all out and he talks it through. But one of the main things he says is, the wind blows where it might, and yet it's all coming together. And so it's almost like we're not meant to totally understand it. But one of the things that we're talking about was Jesus is referring to the Spirit as the wind. Nicodemus would have kind of recognized that from the story of the dry bones in Ezekiel, and how the Spirit and the wind brought the bones back to life, right? And Jesus is saying, you must be born again. You must have new life. And so then he incorporates the Spirit into that conversation as well, because the Spirit brings new life. Kind of amazing. So let me rely more on your Spirit in my life so that I can be led more by the path that you have laid out for me, right? Not what I think I should be doing and what should be happening or making happen, but what you want for my life. It's an adventure every day, right? It's a journey every day. We're all on it together. And so this path that we're on, I'd rather be walking it with Jesus than not. I have this, let me just dig into a little bit of this. There's a whole lot going on here. Okay, so I've got a couple of reference sites that I love to flip through when I'm flipping through some of these passages. Let me just read this a little bit when you chat about it. The God of all knowledge and constant presence had the care and the concern to personally form the child in his mother's womb. It speaks of the fact that God knew David from before his birth as a child conceived and developing in the womb. So David was the psalmist here. He wrote this psalm. I will praise you from fearfully and wonderfully made, right? So from birth, from inception, there's a whole lot going on. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. David, the son of Jesse, was a remarkable man. He was a shepherd and a special forces soldier, a hero, a poet, and a king. In some respect here, he also added scientist to his accomplishments. With the mind of a trained biologist but the skill of a poet, David declared that he was fearfully and wonderfully made. The workings of the human body are stunning in their design and their execution. I've probably spoken about this before, but I always like to, when I talk about this section, Psalm 139, when I read it, when I look down, and I'm usually holding my Bible, kind of like this, so I can see my hands holding the Bible. So before you even get into any of the other craziness of how incredible it is that we are made, you look at just look at your hand, right? Just hold your hand up to your face, like look away from the screen, hold your hand up like this, and then just bend it. Do this with it, and then move just your pinky, or just move your thumb. Touch your thumb and your pinky together, right? These are incredible things to be able to do. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We can do incredible things with just our hand, let alone what we do with our minds and how our bodies can be conditioned and all this stuff. Athletes, it's just the crazy stuff. But just when you're thinking about like your day, the craziness of your day, what's happening, how it's all looking. Oh, I have all this stuff to do, and just slow down for a minute and just take a deep breath and just say, God, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And then it just kind of puts you into a place where you're like, all right, I do have a few things I have to do today, but God is the creator of the universe. And this is a God that's on my side. He's walking with me all the time, and he wants to know me. He wants to have a relationship with me. So just remember that when you look at your hand. It's kind of incredible. Spurgeon says this: the psalmist had scarcely peered within the veil, which hides the nerves, the sinews, and the blood vessels from common inspection. The science of anatomy was quite unknown to him, and yet he had seen enough to arouse his admiration of the work and his reverence to the worker. And then Spurgeon goes on to say this: if we are marvelously wrought upon even before we're born, what shall we say of the Lord's dealings with us after we quit his secret workshop and he directs our pathway through the pilgrimage of life? What shall we say? What shall we not say of that new birth which is even more mysterious than the first and exhibits even more of the love and the wisdom of the Lord? Right? I love that little phrase, the mysterious and secret workshop, right, of our body being just formed inside the womb, and our fingers being created, and the bones being structured beneath the skin. And then after 9 months, boop, you just come out and it's like, what? What is this? What is happening? It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Does he have any other quotes in here? No. All right, good. Well, okay, I don't want to get into this too far. I don't want to talk too far deeply into this, but today, take a minute, hang in Psalm 139, even if you just hang in Psalm 139, 13 through 16. Let me just read this again. You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Drop the mic. Like, it's incredible already. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex, right? An attitude where we are thankful. God, thank you for my body. Thank you for the ability to stand up, to move, to just be, right? Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. God was watching us. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. Amazing. I'm going to end right there, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Go hang out in Psalm 139 today. It is an incredible, incredible passage. And think about how fearfully and wonderfully we are made. How wonderfully complex we are. Our different personalities, our different thoughts, our different career paths, everything is just so unique and different. But the one thing that continues to kind of bind us all and unite us all is this thought and this idea of Jesus in our lives, of his Spirit moving in us. It's incredible. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. If you want to join us, head over to joindavesband.com. Get involved there. We've got over 2,000 written devotions, over 400 hours of content by way of hour-long, half-hour to hour-long Bible studies, worship videos. You have downloads of all of my music. We have an incredible community of people coming together, praying with each other and for each other every single day, which is awesome. And the best part is when you join, we have this program where we sponsor children. So when you join, the first few dollars of your membership goes straight to helping us sponsor a kid and saving a life. So a lot of people are like, oh, I can't get to $43 a month. Totally cool. Can you do $10 a month, right? And then the first $3 of that $10 will go straight to helping us sponsor a child. The balance will go back in to helping us create more content like this, keeping our membership going, and then putting me out on the road so that we can get more kids sponsored. Last year alone, we got over 350 kids sponsored. Kind of cool. And you can be a part of that. So join us today. Let's get involved. Let's keep this thing rolling. Head over to joindavesband.com to get started. And can't wait to see you in there. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.